喂，你今日飲咗未啊？
飲 orange juice？
青紅蘿蔔豬骨湯？
Coffee or tea or me？
飲橙汁？不如試下飲 Coffee Bubble Tea 啦。
Welcome to Coffee Bubble Tea， 好歡迎大家又嚟到聽新一集嘅 podcast。我係 Samson 啦，今日咧就好唔同，係我同阿 Joyce 咧會 update 下大家我哋近排點嘅。咁唔知大家有冇留意到啦？我哋近呢，我諗都成5集以上咧，係 we're using Zoom to record，and we're doing it in very odd hours。Sometimes like 7 in the morning or 10 in the evening or sometimes during a lunch break， 因為咧即係好似慢慢暑假尾好多嘢 reopen 翻咧，跟住阿 Joyce 又搬咗屋啊，跟住總之咧就好難約時間，唔似咧開頭嗰10幾集咧。我哋即係嗰陣時，大家如果開始聽咧，係4月到啦，March or April。That time our hours were pretty stable, and then we were recording in person on a Saturday morning, and then we had lots of time to chat。仲真係大家喺度飲下奶茶啊，食下 snacks 啊咁樣嘅。咁係啦，而家到課，我諗好多人都可能留意到，即係你哋都係添啦。開始忙碌咗，or if you're participating in an organization, a church or sports club and so on, a lot of things are going on. So here we are in the middle of November, and it's getting really busy.So today, me and Joyce, we want to update you guys on how we're doing. So, 我講少少先啦。其實咧，之前咧有一集咧，阿Colin 咧就話過佢即係1-2年前佢中咗 Covid 嘅。咁嗰陣時咧，我哋幾個就話actually we never got it yet， 又覺得好彩啊咁樣啦。咁 OK， 咁終於咧到我中咗 Covid 啦，咁2個禮拜前到啦，咁咧係突然間有一朝咧就 test 到 faintly positive 喎，咁樣即係有陣時 after the weekend 咁，即係好多時 weekend 都會 go out to some events and so on，and then so Monday start of a work week 咁樣就 test 啦，跟住咧就 positive 啦咁樣咧，即係冇得返工啦。咁第一件事咧，就要 sort of figure out how do I settle some work so other people can continue to make things happen. So that afternoon, I was starting to feel really bad. Because 係啦，即係 when you're feeling bad， 咁if you go to bed, you sleep or you do nothing, you sort of就即係冇咁辛苦啦，咁但係因為又要做嘢，又要即係開始越嚟越犀利咧，咁都幾辛苦啊！咁頭2日咧就好多時間攤咗喺即係盡量都攤喺床啊、瞓啊、食藥啦咁樣。咁啦 ，so if anyone I won't even say if it's lucky or not of getting COVID because it's sort of inevitable at some point 咁。So if anyone does get it, well, just hang in there, try to get as much rest as possible. Yeah. Okay, so Joyce, how are you doing?
I am sick again.
Oh, no.
My daughter brought home yet another virus from daycare, and it's been a pretty rough one. So when all the news reports are saying pediatric hospitals are full and ICUs are overwhelmed, I get it.
Yeah, I was listening to the radio this morning. So I think it was the Toronto sick kids. Their ICU is at over 120% capacity. And then there was I think McMaster Hospitals, the Children's Hospital or something. It's operating at, I remember it was over 140%.
Whatever the little ones are getting this season is a really rough one.
you were planning to come to Toronto this couple of weekends?
Being sick means that yet another visit to Toronto is up in the air. And our visit back in September was canceled because we were all sick. We're hoping to visit for an important weekend in November. And again, we're still on the fence about whether or not we should travel because my daughter still has a fever from time to time. And so speaking of visiting Toronto, I may have mentioned that I have now since moved to Quebec, and that's been new for me. I think it's been over 2 months now.
Yeah, so I remember it was in episode 15 about beginning a new life, start new beginnings, that you talked about moving to Quebec. So how's life there? How are you settling in?
Some weeks are better than others. When we're not sick, it is a really great place to be. There's a lot we can do. We celebrated Halloween with the community, and it was a lot of fun. We've made a good friend in the village nearby, really because the other family has a little girl who's 3.5, and she and my daughter get along well. So we visited the library together. We've gone to the farmer's market together. So it's been really nice to make a local connection here.
Yeah, sounds great. You guys meeting new people, settling in with neighbors and so on. So what about the practical stuff? Like, settling down, getting your bills set up, all the practical stuff.
Life in Quebec is different. We finally got our Quebec driver's licenses. I am definitely adjusting to the French.
People speak French. Do you speak French?
I don't really speak much French. I did take it in grade 12, like up to grade 12. It's called grade 12 is core French. So I have some basic French, but I haven't used it in nearly 20 years. So I don't really have much of it. My daughter's daycare teacher only speaks French though. So most of our conversations are ça va bien. And then she sometimes gives me an update about how my daughter ate or slept or didn't sleep. And that's about it. My daughter's also joined a local forest school, meaning she spends 2 mornings a week out in the forest, regardless of the weather. Unless there's a hurricane or a blizzard. But yeah, if it's raining or snowing, they'll still stay outside. And she loves it. I think before when we were telling her she was going to forest school, she was a bit scared because she doesn't really like the forest. She's a bit scared of the forest. But with her friends, with her teachers, she's really happy when she leaves it each time we bring her.
Okay, you're telling us a lot about your daughter. What about yourself? How are you enjoying, being there?
One of my favorite things to do, one of the things I have to do, but that I really enjoy, is the drive to her daycare. So it takes about 15 minutes, which is about the same time it used to take us to drive her to her daycare in downtown Toronto. Except this time it's 3 times the distance and half of the drive is through Gatineau Park. There's not a single traffic light along the way. And it's just all in all a really nice way to start the day and end the day before coming back home.
Yeah, sounds nice.
One of the fun things that my husband and I enjoy, well, mostly him, but I've started participating more, is watching women's tennis. And right now the Billie Jean King Cup is on, and it's exciting watching our favorite Canadian women tennis players play internationally. At this point, we don't know if they'll make it to the semifinals, but back in August, we had a chance to go watch them play at the Rogers Cup in Toronto, and it was really cool. So it's really fun to see how skilled they are and how amazingly talented they are.
So how's work? I heard that you're starting a new position.
I'm working in a clinical role at a special program for youth with pretty severe mental health concerns. And I'm about a month into the job and definitely feeling the imposter syndrome. And for those of you who may be unfamiliar with it, imposter syndrome is the idea that, we feel that we're not quite good enough, or we got into this job by mistake and it was an error that they hired us, and they'll find out that we're actually not qualified or we're not the right people to do the job. So I'm definitely feeling a bit of that now. And I guess we'll see how it plays out in the weeks and months to come.
Well, I'm sure you'll start to feel better once you get settled into the new position and the new place as well. So thanks for your sharing. Any final words to share with our listeners?
I hope that everyone is doing well and that everyone stays healthy. And even if you do get sick, take good rest and take good care of yourself. We will get through these times together.
Thank you, Joyce. So to our listeners, stay warm. November, we're deep into November, and it's the temperature is dipping really soon. 咁好啦，多謝大家收聽呢一集，我哋下次再見啦。Follow 我哋或者 subscribe。好，再見，拜拜。